Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of chemistry, and we're going to continue our discussion on salts. On this episode, still discussing acid, bases and salts as a topic. All right, this is the penultimate episode to the end of what? Of the topic. All right, so please, if you have not joined us from the beginning of the definition of acid and bases, please go to the episodes and watch them all the way to this one. All right, so please join me as today as we discuss about the two other type of what salts that we have, right? We have talked about in the previous episode, rather, talk about normal salt, talk about acid salt, and we talked about basic salt. In this episode, I'm going to look at double, and complex salts. All right. Also, do not forget that this video tutorial, of course, is brought to you by the O3Schools Jamb CBT Practice app. It is all that you need to succeed in your exam. It has all the past questions, both recent and past, all right, in one app for all subjects. All right, there's a practice mode on the app, there's a mock mode, there's an exam mode, right, that you can participate, you can test yourself. And there's one wonderful feature called the UTME challenge. The UTME challenge is a challenge that's conducted by us for all students taking JAMB for a particular year. All right, they compete against each other and they win prizes. Winning prizes is not the major reason why we do that challenge. The major reason is that what? Because every week we do that challenge every week till 1 week to your exam. All right, you are going to be seeing your score for all your 4 subjects every week as you participate. So you are able to see your weaknesses, you're able to see your weak areas, you're able to improve upon your weak areas. So please make sure that you download that app right away and activate it. Activation is 3,000 naira as at the time of shooting this video. All right, it may go up, it may come down, but it's 3,000 naira now to activate the app. So please pass your JAMB at once, download the app, activate, and of course I will see you at the top. So we are looking at double and complex salts now. Double and complex salts. So let's begin with double salts. First of all, double salts. All right, so a double salt is a salt that ionizes in solution to give 3 types of ions. A double salt is one that ionizes to give three types of ions in solution. All right, so a double salt ionizes to give 3 types of ions in solution. One, they are usually 2 cations and 1 anion. All right, so these are the 3 ions that are given, right, when a double salt ionizes. It ionizes in solution to give 3 types of ions. 2 are usually cations and 1 is usually anion. All right, so please know this and know peace. Now, another important thing we need to know about double salt is that they are formed from from 2 different salts, right? They are formed from a combination of 2 different salts crystallized in the same regular ionic lattice. They are formed by 2 different salts, 2 different salts crystallized in the same regular ionic lattice. All right, so we say double salt, they are the salt that will ionize to give 3 types of ions in solution, usually 2 cations and 1 anion. And I said that double salts have they are formed from the combination of 2 different salts. All right, that are usually crystallized in the same regular ionic lattice. All right, so now double salt have the general formula. Let me write out the general formula of double salt for you. Double salt have the general formula. There are 2 general formulas. One is M plus, M2 plus, SO42 dot 6H2O. This is one of the formula for double salt. M plus, M2 plus, SO42 dot 6H2O. Now, another formula for double salt is M plus, M3 plus, SO42.12H2O, right? So this one has 6 molecules, has 12 molecules, and of course, this one plus 2 plus. 2 plus, 3 plus. All right, the same thing, SO4 2, then dot 12H2O. So these are the general formulas for what? For double salts. All right, now this N plus can be the N plus example of what? Of ions that can fall under this N plus, of course, is what? Na plus, right? K plus, right? Even ammonium, all right? Plus, all right? All right. So this is what these are what the ions that fall under the category of what? Of this what? N plus. All right. So for the M3 plus, all right, we have what? Chromate ion, C3 plus. You have what? Aluminium ion, right? Al3 plus. You will have what? Ferrous, the ion, Fe what? 3 plus. No, ion exists what? In three different forms. There's what? Fe2 plus. There's even what? Fe3 what plus. Sorry, two different forms. Fe3 plus, Fe2 plus. All right. So please, Fe3 plus will fall under the category of what? M3 plus. So this is the general formula for what? For double salt, this or this, any of the two. Then of course we have what? Under this M plus, these are the ions that fall under the category. While for M3 plus, these are the ions that fall under the what? The category. Now that we have seen that, of course, also note that what? This category of salts, the double salt that have this formula, this first formula, the double salt that have this first formula, this M plus, this M plus, M2 plus, SO4 2.6H2O, they are called two-tone salt. Two-tone salt. All right, they are called two-tone salt. TUTTONS salt. All right, the double salt that have this formula M plus, M2 plus, SO4 2.6H2O are called two-tone salts. All right, why the double salt that have this formula M plus, M3 plus, SO4 2.12H2O, they are called alums. They are called alums. All right. So these ones are called two-tone salts. Why these ones are called what? Alums. These ones are called alums. Why these ones are called two-tone salt. All right. The double salt having this formula are called two-tone salt. The double salt having this formula are called alums. So please take note of them. Also know that what? In water, double salt ionize to give simple ions. All right. In water, double salt dissociate, rather they dissociate to give what? Simple ions in water. So when they what? Ionize in water, they give what? Simple ions. They dissociate what? Into what? Simple ions. All right. So having all this now, let's see some examples of what? This type of what? Salts. All right. So that we can be able to what? To drive the point home. All right. So now let's go. I know somebody will say, what about the M2 plus? Ions that fall under M2 plus. M2 plus, of course. Calcium will fall into M2 plus, but that is what? Ca2 plus. All right, so that's an example. All right, for you to have that burning question in your heart. All right, so of course, let's see examples of what? Of alums. An example of alum is one we call the potash alum. All right, or called the potassium what? Aluminum sulfate. All right, some people call it potash aluminum sulfate, some people call it potash alum. All right, maybe potassium alum, and so on and so forth. All right, so let's see examples of alums. An example of alum is KAlSO4 2.12H2O. This is an example of a double salt, right? This is an example of an alum. All right, you can see very well. This has the formula N plus. Potassium, the charge on potassium here is what? Is plus 1. The charge on aluminum is what? Plus 3. Al3 plus. All right, that's what we are going to see here. M3 plus. All right, and then SO4 2.12H2O. So you can see clearly that what? It is an alum. It's an alum. So any compound that has what? This kind of what? Combination in it, right? M plus, M3 plus is an alum. It's an alum. So you will be asked in an exam condition that they will say a compound that maybe a compound Y3 plus, all right, SO4 2.12H2O, right? So which of the following is what? Is an alum, all right? It's an alum. So you may see something like this, all right? So if you see something like this, you just relate it to something like this, the way you are seeing it. This one, just like we are changing letters here. We are changing letters. It's as simple as ABC. All right. So they may want to confuse you now. They will put X. Okay, let me say X A G plus Y B C 3 plus S. Anyway they come, know that what alums have this general formula M plus M3 plus SO4 2 dot 12H2O. Very simple. Those are what they are called alums. Alums have what this general formula. All right. While the other one we have M plus M3 M2 plus rather SO4 2.6H2O that called what two-tone salt. Two-tone salt. Please do not forget any of that. Do not forget any of that. So anyway, the examiner comes in, don't be ready to what? To attack. Ready to attack and get your mark and get out from there. All right, you don't have any business with them. Get your mark and get out from there. All right, so let's go. So this is an example of what of an alum, right? Potassium aluminum tetraoxide 6. All right, so we'll call it potassium. All right, it has for this general formula. You can see it correspond M plus M3 plus. So another example, of course, let's see an example of two-tone salt. This is an expression of what? Of alum. This is an alum. An alum. Let's see an example of two-tone salt. An example of two-tone salt is NH4 2 Fe SO4 2.6H2O. All right. So this is of course ferrous ammonium tetraoxide 6. Ferrous ammonium tetraoxide 6 is called ferrum ammonium tetraoxosulfate 6. All right. This is ferrous ammonium tetraoxide 6. Why this one is called aluminium or potash aluminium. Okay. Let me put it out well. This is called potash aluminum or potassium. Let me write it in full. Potassium aluminium tetraoxosulfate 6. All right. So why this one is called ferrous ammonium tetraoxide what 6. All right. This one is also called more salt. More salt. So note this formula very well. And you can see which of the following is a more salt. Which one is following is called more salt. All right. So it's ammonium. It's ferrous ammonium tetraoxide 6. More salt. It's also called more salt. More salt. Please note this and no peace. All right. This is called what? More what? Salt. All right, so these are examples. I've seen examples of what? Of an alum. I've seen example of what? Of a two-tone salt. So this is a two-tone salt, first of all. Two-tone salt. Two-tone salt. Why this one is what? It's an alum. All right, that's an alum. This is a two-tone salt. All right, so now that you have seen examples of what both alum and two-tone salt, another thing you should also know is that it is not all double salts that usually have this kind of formula. It is not all double salt that have this kind of formula that appear like this. We're having dot 12H2O, dot 6H2O. Some double salt do not resemble this formula at all, but they are still double salt, right? An example is the mineral called dolomite. Dolomite. All right, it has the chemical formula CaMg. Now you can see it's not having Ma is M plus M3 plus dot H2O. So CaMgCO3 2. All right, this is the formula of dolomite. Let me write it out well. This is a bracket CO3 and this is 2. So this is dolomite. This is a mineral, right? It has the formula CaMgCO3 2. So you can see it does not follow after these formulas, right? M plus, M3 plus, SO4.12H2O. It does not follow after it, but it is also what? A double salt. The only similarity, the one similarity that all double salt have, is that what? That they ionize the solution to give 3 different types of ions. All right, that they ionize the solution to give 3 different types of what? Of ions. That is one very common thing with all what? With all double salts. All right. Now that we have talked about double salts, we're now going to talk about complex salts, and that will be the end of what of our discussion on what on the types of salts. In the next episode, which is the last episode, we'll talk about how salts are formed. How salts are formed. So now let's talk about complex salts. On the other hand, complex salts. complex salts. All right. So a complex salt is simply a salt that has complex ions. A complex salt, a complex salt is simply a salt with complex ions. All right. So, and when we talk about complex ions, what do we mean? We mean that a complex ion is a group of atoms that what possess an overall charge. Right? It's a group of atoms that possess an overall charge. That's a complex ion. A complex ion is a group of atoms, group of atoms, all right, that possess an overall charge. All right, that is what we call a complex ion when we use it in this in this regard. All right, one important thing you should know about complex salt is that the complex salt, that is complex salt, they ionize in solution to give two different types of ions. All right, complex salts ionize to give two different types of ions. One is a metallic ion, and the other one is the complex ion itself. All right, so they ionize the solution to give two types of ion, two types of ions. One is a metallic ion, and the other one is a complex ion itself. All right, so another thing you should know about complex salts is that they are what? They are coordination compounds containing transition metals datively bonded to atoms or group of atoms called what? Ligands. All right, so let me just put that down so that you understand carefully what I'm talking about. I've talked about ligands before, so I'm not going to talk about ligands again in this video. All right, when we started acid bases and salts, we talk about ligands. All right, so please go and watch from the beginning of acid base, and so there are a lot you have missed. All right, so we said that what I'm saying here, that complex salts. Let me put that down completely. Say complex salts. Complex salts are coordination compounds containing containing transition metals datively. I've talked about bonding before too, so please go and watch videos on bonding. Every video, every episode is very important. Do not miss anyone. All right, and that reminds me, if you have not liked this video, what you are doing is wrong. Just give the video a like. It will make other students to easily find this video and also learn and pass, except you are wicked. Do not forget to also subscribe. Subscription is free on this channel. So subscribe to this channel. Just click on that red subscribe button below this video. Once you click on it, once we upload any new video, you'll be the first to know. You will get a notification on your phone that O3Schools are just published a new video. Do not forget to also share. Also share to your WhatsApp group, share to your friends. All right, let them also learn and join us in these classes. All right, so say complex salts are coordination compounds containing what? Transition metal datively bonded to surrounding atoms or group of atoms called ligands. All right, so say complex salts are what? Are coordination compounds containing transition metals datively bonded to surrounding atoms or group of atoms we call what? Ligands. So let's really see examples of what? Of complex salt. Example of complex salt is one. We have potassium hexacyanoferrate 3. All right, we're having the formula K3FeCN6. All right, this is what an example of what? Of a complex salt. Right, you can see this is a coordination compound. Right, so potassium what? Hexacyanoferrate 3 is an example of what? Of a complex salt. All right, this is a complex salt. Another example of complex salt is sodium tetrahydrozincate 2. All right, having the formula Na2ZnOH4. All right, so this is an example of what? Of a complex salt. So these are two examples of complex salt: potassium hexacyanoferrate 3 and of what? Sodium tetrahydrozincate 2. So these are examples of what? Of complex what? Salts. example of complex salts. So please just take note of them, and do not forget to join us in our last episode where we're talking about how salts are formed, and then we'll talk about periodic table next. All right, I'm sure you're excited to join us on periodic table. Do not forget to like this video, do not forget to subscribe, and do not forget to share to your friends. My name remains Owolabi Thank God, your best chemistry teacher, and I will see you in the next episode.